tell you what, mate, nothing gets you more buzzing for the Euros than a 1-0 loss to Iceland.
Said Harry Bray in the pub the other night after watching the first game.
Yeah.
Or the last game before the Euros kick off. What a disaster that was.
It's the dreaded Iceland curse. Some tournament, fuck knows when it was. Big time England fan. They beat us in like the semis or something.
Nah.
No, it was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. The Euros before last.
Was it?
When Iceland... Yeah, it would have been 8 years ago. The Euros before last. Hopefully Statman doesn't come in later and check me on this. But 8 years ago, Wales did all right. Yeah. Iceland did all right. I remember watching Hal Robinson-Kanu, our mate, score a banger in that tournament. So,
I think it was a good Johnson bicycle kick, top corner, wasn't it? That knocked us out.
Something like that,
yeah.
Mate. Anyway, should we talk about football, should we?
I guess we will talk about football. England, Euros. I guess that's what we're doing here. My question to you, mate, more so is, thoughts, Gareth Southgate, squad, getting rid of Madders, getting rid of Maguire. What are you thinking? Grealish?
So, Grealish.
Yeah.
I heard, there's a rumour going around, I'm not sure how verified this is, that Declan Rice and some of the boys went to Southgate and said, mate, you should have brought Grealish along. Have you heard this?
I haven't heard this.
I heard it at Footy last night. They were all talking about it.
Did Gareth tell you this personally?
Yeah. All the boys, obviously mates with Declan Rice, were in this group chat where they said to Southgate, get him back in the camp.
You're in a group chat with Declan Rice?
Yeah, basically.
Is it called Rice Baby?
I wish, mate. It's called Get Madders Back in the Camp.
Oh, is it Madders, not Grealish?
Oh, fuck. No, it is Grealish.
Okay, I was good.
I'm getting myself all over the place, mate.
Everyone's revolting.
Let's be honest, they should both be in.
I'll tell you something that we can agree on. There's definitely no WhatsApp group to get Maguire back.
No, I don't think so. Although he's been solid for England. There's probably a shout to be said, like, he's much better for England than he has been for United.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. I don't think any of the other lads will be too disappointed to miss out. Kwanzaa, he hasn't even played that much for Liverpool, to be honest, so I'm not too surprised on that.
Let's be honest, he knew he wasn't going on the plane, didn't he? Must be gutting still.
Yeah, you get close, then you get maybe get a bit of hope. Didn't even play in a friendly there. I think if you're not even playing in a friendly, you're going to get cut.
I suppose that's the thing about Maddison. He was going to play. He was playing, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was playing. It's that injury on it. I think he even came out and said this on social media himself. Then he said, I know I want the same when I came back from the injury. Look, he thinks he can make a difference. Fair play to him. All footballers are going to think that, and they should think that. Back yourself, but at the end of the day, he knows he hasn't been good enough. I think if he don't get that injury, stays fit, he's maybe even in the first team. Maybe in the starting 11. I don't know.
Yeah,
but he isn't. So unlucky, Madders. If you're listening, Madders,
get you on the podcast next week.
All love, but unlucky.
Yeah. So that performance then,
Iceland.
Yeah.
The one I'm absolutely buzzing about. To be honest, I make it sound like I'm diehard in the pub watching it. I wasn't really. It was in the background. I was actually we were playing ping pong together.
Yeah.
Poking my head through the window every now and again. Still 1-0.
You're not going to go in for that. You're not going to go sit down and watch the boys get beat by Iceland 1-0.
Well, no one else was because there was about 3 England fans in the old pub.
Maybe it's just not our year. Maybe football isn't coming home, people.
Well, I haven't. That's a good point, actually. I have not heard many people coin the phrase this year. Remember, last few tournaments?
At the World Cup.
Yeah, fucking non-stop.
It was, football's coming home this, football's coming home that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And maybe it's just not the same optimism. And maybe that'll actually be what the boys need, because all that, pressure, everyone always talks about the pressure, don't they?
Yeah.
And, Jude Bellingham, we know he can handle the pressure, but the press in England, they're just known for it. So.
And you're going to Germany, all-time rivals. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. I think the bottom line is we're just fucking shit, weren't we?
Yeah. Trying to save ourselves. Let's put it down to 11 players out there, or whoever came on as well, didn't want to get injured.
I get that, yeah.
You've heard the whole Maddison thing we've just been talking about. You wouldn't want to go out now, would you?
Well, you're devastating if it happens.
Yeah.
One shot on target.
Yeah, that's
in the whole game.
Horrible.
When you got Foden, people like Foden, Palmer, Harry Kane, Jude Bellingham, even though he didn't play in that game, did he, or did he? I don't even know. That's how much I watched it. But yeah, when you got players like that and you get one shot on target, I don't want to point the finger, guys, but Gareth Southgate, I think he's lucky he's got another tournament. I'm saying it live.
Would what would it take for you, Harry Bray, to get Southgate out after the tournament? Are
you asking me if I would assassinate Southgate?
Yeah, what would it take, mate?
Probably an AK, maybe even just a normal handgun might do it.
But after which game would you do it? At what point would you say, this is enough?
The tournament, unless he wins it, and even if he wins it, maybe he just bows out and says that was a good reign.
But you don't kill him, do you?
No, I wouldn't kill him. I don't think I'd kill him regardless.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have a podcast about killing people.
This is purely comical. Obviously, sure, Southgate's a nice bloke, looks great in those little suit waistcoat things he wears. How could you kill a man who looks that cute?
Honestly.
Here's a question for you. Out of 10, Southgate?
Would I bang him?
Would you bang Southgate?
I don't know, he's got like the beard and the teeth for me. I have a bit of a thing against teeth. And that's very hypocritical of me with my shitty teeth, but puts me down to like a 3 out of 10 for me.
What, you're saying Southgate's a 3 out of 10?
Yeah.
Man. I know he's not like, he's not exactly The Rock, but, for me, maybe a 5. He's a middle of the road bloke, isn't he?
Okay.
And he's only a 5 because he's got that football pedigree. If he worked
and the waistcoats.
If he worked in Tesco, he'll probably be a 2.
No offence to anyone in Tesco either.
Yeah, or any other supermarket.
Anyway, overall expectations for the tournament then?
Overall expectations for this tournament? Well, for me, you're interviewing me like I'm a professional footballer.
Well, we'll get to that. You played some professional football.
Look at me now. I think realistically, I reckon we'll quarters, best case scenario, semis. We'll just scrape through classic Southgate style, corners, free kicks, penos, scrape through with some shitty results, and then once we actually come against a good team, we'll bottle it per usual.
It's semi-finals for me. It's got to end there. I just don't see us. Look at me, drinking tea in the UK. I'm full English now, not the breakfast.
In your Japan shirt.
Yeah, up the Japan.
Yeah.
In the Euros, I think they'll win it actually.
Who, Japan?
Yeah, Japan. They got a better chance than England, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, semi-finals. But we'll get on to full prediction in a moment. I think it's time to pull away from the England chat, actually. This is not what this podcast was supposed to be about, was it, Harry?
It wasn't, and as you can see from the title, well, you might not be able to see from the title, it's a fucking podcast, but you might know, this is the podcast called Footy Roulette. Okay, that was not rehearsed at all.
What do we do on this podcast?
We roulette footy.
Okay, so what that means, typically in a normal episode, what we'll do is we'll spin a fucking roulette wheel, and we'll go around the world. That's what I was getting to. We'll pick a new country every single episode. We'll dive into their league systems and we'll analyse a top-tier match, won't we, Harry? Every single week in said country. And the most fun part about it is in between the episodes, we're going to be out there trying to contact some of the star players from that league.
Yeah, well, we're going to be doing a good bit of gambling, a good bit of shitty football analysis with our incredibly average football backgrounds.
Yeah.
We're going to be trying to contact people from these obscure leagues. What I'm saying to you guys, who are listening right now, all 3 of you, is that if you like weird football leagues and you want something a bit different, podcasts which you're going to learn stuff about football, how football works in different countries, and just general stupidity, then this is definitely the podcast for you. We might land on Spain, and unfortunately we have to talk about Barcelona. That might be a nice little break for you guys. But if you're into the Samoan Premier League,
and we've done a practice episode.
We have actually on the camera. Have you got the picture of us calling? Insert image.
Insert image.
Yeah. So long story short, we might have had a few beers the other night, and with Statman Harry, who we'll come on to later, or Statman H to avoid confusion, because I'm Harry.
You weren't supposed to give his name away. That was like the whole thing.
Oh, was it not? Oh well, fuck it.
He's Statman Harry.
He's Statman Harry. Whatever. Yeah. A few beers, and we thought, you know what? We spun the wheel, and we ended up on Samoa. Perfect. Exactly what we're after. Then we found the phone number for the Samoan Football Federation, gave them a call, and no one answered.
You had 2 different routes there. It's like, just tell the truth, or like go on some elaborate story about, next week we're going to be speaking with a Samoan superstar.
We've actually got a game next weekend.
You said that they were playing yesterday against Tahiti?
Tahiti,
Yeah.
the big one. Being a big Samoan football fan. Actually, you know what?
Should we get it
Let's
up?
just get the games. Samoa versus Tahiti.
This is what it's all about on the Footy Roulette Podcast.
This is obviously, just a little flavour for you guys, what you really could be. And this is international football, obviously.
It hasn't happened yet.
When is it? Oh, it's next week.
It's next week.
That's how much.
Well, we'll let you know
Yeah.
how it goes.
What's that in the OSC Nations Cup? What is that? Just like island nations?
The Oceania.
Oh.
FC.
But that doesn't.
I think so.
New Zealand are the biggest team in that.
Yeah.
Australia.
We're pretty good. I'm from New Zealand, born and bred.
Braid.
Bred.
Born and bred.
Bit of time in Texas, obviously.
Yeah.
Anyway, what we're going to do, though, because the Euros are coming on, we're going to do a bit of a mini-series to kick off the Footy Roulette. All right? We're going to spin the wheel and get a Euros team every single match day. And then we'll do the round of 16. We'll do the quarterfinals, semis, and finals to see who we're going to follow along the way and who we're going to analyse the game of, who we're going to try and contact.
Yeah.
I'm going to be getting Mbappe on the phone, obviously.
Yeah, you do know.
Well, I've got Declan Rice, to be fair, in my group chat. Yeah,
yeah.
that'll be my in.
Yeah.
But yeah, before we get into it, they're probably thinking, who the hell are these guys?
Oh, you might be thinking that if you haven't turned off already.
Yeah, that shit chat about like England, and they thought, oh, this is just another England Three Lions podcast.
Yeah, with a Kiwi, the classic formula.
Yeah, who loves Japan until he dies.
Yeah, exactly. I suppose the reason why we've got this love for weird leagues is me personally, with the shirts, as you can see, or you might not be able to see because it's a podcast. Mongolia. I played professional football in Mongolia for a season. How
many goals did you score, Harry?
1 whole goal. I was a centre back, and the last game of the season, last 10 minutes, he stuck me up there. Boom, rocket. It's on video. If you guys stick around one day, we'll get the video up.
Insert video here.
Well, not today, we're not. keep you wanting more.
Yeah.
And then I played professional football in Taiwan as well for Royal Blues. Professional football is a loose term, by the way, guys. It's the top division in the league. Professional.
How does that work? I want to know. I think you've told me, but I've probably forgotten, right? How does it work with foreign players going in there? Are there like caps on how many English fucking massive centre backs they can bring in to score last minute goals?
That was the nicest way anyone's called me fat. Nah. In Mongolia, definitely was a foreign player a cap. But as you can imagine, there's not loads of foreign players going to Mongolia to play football. The pay isn't basically non-existent. You get like accommodation, maybe you get a bit of shitty money. It's for an experience, and the season's in the summer, so it's a good way in the off season to kind of get some game time in, and maybe play in 2 leagues. Taiwan, completely fucking massive accident. Just always play Sunday league football with my mates. Accidentally ended up on a team which plays in the top division
Professionally.
Oh, sorry, excuse me. That T went straight through me. Professional. I think the phrase professional means you get paid against your job, right? I was teaching,
right?
But it was the top division, and a lot of the games were televised.
And that's the whole point of this, right? We're going to go through. We're going to find the top division. These guys might be working as teachers. They might be working their normal jobs, probably actually,
most likely,
in some of these obscure countries. But they'll be the top league. We'll get some video of them. We'll analyse it. We'll see what they're about. We'll maybe pick out some future stars.
Well, maybe we could help them get a transfer.
Bit of exposure. So yeah, if you're listening to this, make sure to tune in because you're going to play a part in getting some exposure to these up and coming stars in these weird countries.
Those Samoan football legends and Tahiti Twizzlers.
Tahitian, I believe it is.
It? Okay, you would know because that's the So yeah, that's basically. Well, me in a nutshell, played football at good academy standard when I was younger, but like everyone, didn't work out. The classic story. Could have gone pro, but I did my knee.
Grimsby under 16s.
Yeah, Grimsby.
Peak level that.
Peak football. I played in Poland as well for a bit. And
wait, you look like a superstar compared to me, mate. My peak was under 18 National Premier League in Australia.
That makes that sound really good.
National Premier League. What a name, isn't it?
Yeah, but when you say NPL, if people follow Australian football, NPL is the NPL. But when you say National Premier League, it sounds amazing.
You know that NPL 2, and then you say NPL 2 Youth, it's downhill quickly, isn't it?
It's a slippery slope.
So that was my peak, really. And then I gave up pretty early. Went into coaching. did some cool stuff with a couple of cool clubs. Like Barca Academy. I did like Real Madrid camps. I'm just going to name drop some things
Big
in there.
clubs.
And that obviously led me to Spain. And that's where I met my bro over here.
I thought you could say my wife.
Harry. I met Harry coaching in an academy in Spain. And that's, like I say, where we sort of developed this interesting niche of like weird like little football stories that we come up with, right?
Well, that's a good point, and I know this isn't what it's about, but the concept for this actually originated in lockdown, when you weren't allowed to go out, and God bless the Belarusians, and that's not a sentence you'll hear very often. For all them Lukashenko fans out there, sorry about that, but the Belarusians, they kept their football league going. Some of you might remember that. It was like, it was pretty
peak lockdown.
It was pretty popular. The Belarusian league was pretty popular during that. So basically, me and Theo would sit on my roof terrace in Barcelona.
Don't tell the Barcelona police that, because there were choppers looking for me every day.
Yeah, specifically you.
Yeah.
And we used to put loads of bet. We had nothing to do, so we just gamble all our money on the Belarusian Premier League.
Slutsky was my team.
It was. I can't remember who mine was.
Well, you know what? While you keep talking about how great lockdown was, I might find out what happened in the latest season of the Belarusian Football League.
Get it up. Belarusian Premier League. You know what? Not as shit as you might think. Not as great as you might think.
Yeah.
For a pretty big country with a relatively okay infrastructure, as far as countries go, the standard is pretty average. Probably like League Two, maybe.
Oh, I don't think it would be that high. I think it might be more on par
National League
with the MPL too.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
Maybe I'm overshooting.
There were a few teams in there that were good. I mean,
couple of good players.
We knew Dynamo Minsk, didn't we?
Yeah.
We knew of them before going into this. You
Bait
might have heard of
Bate,
Bate, however it's said, and then Slutsk. We're just looking at the table now. They, in the latest season, it's ongoing, or maybe it's finished. They finished 13 out of 16 with a brilliant record of 3 wins, 1 draw, and 7 losses. Not great viewing that, is it?
Yeah, pretty crap league.
Torpedoes Ahoindo won.
Oh, I remember the Torpedo, yeah.
They were pretty good at the time as well.
Yeah, I don't think the team that I followed are even in here anymore.
Was it not Dynamo Minsk?
No.
Dynamo Brest. There were 2 Dynamos. You went for the other one, maybe. Were black and orange. Anyway, that's how it happened.
We digress.
We digressed. Let's bring it back, I think. It's time to talk about Statman. Let's give him a shout out. We mentioned him a couple of times. We were going to say he's not here. Where is he?
He's in Barcelona. Is it okay for me to say that?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a secret like his name. He's in Barcelona.
He's scouting out the Spanish team, obviously.
Yeah, he's obviously doing a bit of groundwork for us. 100% not on holiday.
It's all work. We obviously do this as a full-time job now. You can tell we're making bank. Episode 1, you've heard about 15 minutes, and it's top quality content.
Well, it's mainly all that money I earn playing. I've just funneled it into this fucking podcast.
Yeah, he pays me to be here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be cooped up in his house. Anyway, back to the Euros.
That's what this is about. The next 4 or 5
It's
episodes.
Footy Roulette Euros mini-series.
Yeah.
Overall tournament predictions. I think the best way to do this, we're going to do a bit of a screen share as we go through and talk about group stages, predictions for how we think that's going to play out. And then we actually will run it all the way through. Harry's found a nice little website. Where'd you find it?
I actually saw a YouTube video with Jamie Carragher and the Telegraph.
Shout out the Telegraph.
Well, I'm not sure. Depends what side of the fence you sit on, but fair enough. It's a good little tool, this. And Jamie Carragher, I like Jamie and his Scouse accent. Not going to do a Scouse accent yet. Maybe next episode when I've had a few beers.
Yeah, we'll switch from the teas to the beers.
Yeah, it's a heavy weekend, but here we are. All right.
Group A.
I should probably share the screen, shouldn't I?
We should get the sharing of the screen happening. We have also got a little tipping league going on between myself, Podcast Harry, and Statman Harry. Is that how we're going to differentiate you now? Because now that you've said his name's Harry, it could get a bit confusing, couldn't it?
I reckon we just call him H.
Statman H.
Statman H. I know that
H the Statman.
H to the stat. H to the stat will be his rap name.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Now that we've figured out H the Statman's name, that everyone knows is called Harry, let's look at the Telegraph and pick out our picks for Group A. Obviously, we're both agreed Germany's going to take that group.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Let's do that. My second pick. I think we just move on from Germany because it's so obvious. I think Scotland are getting out of the group.
Yeah, but do you know that there are a lot of third place?
Yeah,
will go.
But I think Scotland are getting that automatic spot.
You think they're getting automatic?
Yeah, I think they're going to really impress. McTominay.
I know you like Iron Brew, mate, but
I've been drinking the Iron Brew and I just can feel it now in my blood. McTominay's going to go off, mate.
I think that's fair. And I saw something that said that they haven't won in like the last 8 games or something. But
that makes it fair, does it? Great pick because I've seen they haven't won. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but the teams that they've played, I think like 6 of them were like top teams.
Yeah.
I kind of generally think that they've got an okay squad. Like I'm a big fan of McGinn.
Mm-hmm.
I think McTominay could do some stuff. Andy Robertson's a great left back.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's even fit, but these are just players which I think are good
I
players.
avoided mentioning him because I wasn't sure, but agreed. There's enough quality there.
Gilmore's tidy in the midfield. So there is quality.
Who would you have picked?
I would 100% have gone Hungary.
Okay.
I think they're a little bit of an underdog. I'm not saying they're going to win the tournament or anything, but I think they'll do okay. Szoboszlai is a top player. They've got a couple of other good players.
You know what? Now that we've gone through it, I actually think I would have picked Switzerland to nudge out Hungary, and this maybe is just showing how little I know about football.
All right,
or how little I watch it.
You do the first group. I'll let you pick how you want.
Well, it's going to be. But my point is, if you've actually watched them, they have a decently solid team throughout, and I think this group has gone under the radar as not that interesting to watch, but I think it will be. So I will do Scotland, Switzerland, Hungary.
Oh my god.
That
is literally the opposite way around. I would have done it. I would have maybe picked Scotland over Switzerland. Those two are potato for me.
I like a wild pick. And watch this. When it comes off, this podcast is going to blow up. Episode 1, because we picked the Group A standing.
You picked.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'll let you take Group B, which is also a tricky one to pick.
That's a bit of a group of definite, really. I think Spain... They're not the Spain which used to be as we all grew up, depending on how old you are. But we grew up loving. Still got quality in there. You got your Rodriguez, you got your other players who are pretty good for Spain. I don't know. Yeah, they're just notoriously an okay team. I don't think they're anything special. But Croatia, second. I'm going to go Italy.
I would also put Italy, so we're agreed, mate.
Yeah.
I think they are also going under the radar. Very young team. I think they could be one to really watch 4 years from now. And I think this could be they do well. But maybe Croatia get through in that third
That's
spot?
tight. That second and third for me is tight with Croatia because Modric is an absolute goat. He is, 38 now? Which is, fun fact, same age as Wayne Rooney. Or older than Wayne Rooney. I think he's older than Wayne Rooney.
Wow. And have you seen Wayne Rooney recently?
I'll tell you what, he don't look like Modric on the pitch now.
Even when he's coaching.
Even when he looks knackered coaching. Yeah, so I do think Croatia still have some good players. But they've got a bit of a mix of a squad, though. But they do play well together generally. They're a good, cohesive unit. They play a good brand of football. Let's not even talk about Albania. We all know their shit.
Next week, we're going to Albania. Check out the Albanian League. All right. So, it's the English group. I watched Denmark play the other night. And again, I think this is one like Switzerland. Everyone knows your Højlund. You've got Højlund in there. But you've got Højbjerg in there as well. You've got... who else did I see that I didn't think was playing in there?
Damsgaard
is in there. Dolberg is in there. I think it's
You're
solid...
just making up
Eriksson is in there.
You're making up names that end with Berg right now.
But I've just listed a really solid midfield.
But they didn't they do in the last years do pretty well as well? A bit of a wild card.
Yeah. But I think I think this is something that everyone's looking at England being like, they're going to walk that group, and I think every single team could cause problems. In fact, I actually put in our predictor that we draw the first game against Slovenia, is it? Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Slovenia.
1-1 draw.
Worst.
Called it here first.
Okay.
I'm just trying to drop in as many wild bombs so we can
Yeah.
hit one and like get it viral on TikTok.
On TikTok? We're going to be doing dances by the end of this.
What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah. I don't think there's any easy game. It's such a manager thing saying it. I don't think there's any easy games in the Euros, but genuinely, there isn't really. Let's be honest, England could easily draw or lose against any of these teams, but
We're still going to put them top.
yeah, I think it's safe to say.
Who do you reckon gets through? I am voting Denmark.
Yeah, I think Denmark's second. Okay. Yeah, I agree. And then Serbia, Slovenia.
Serbia, Slovenia. Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know, to be honest. So
Serbia have a couple of okay players, don't they? All right, Group D. I've got another tough group that I've got to navigate here. Look, I'm not going to waste too much time on this. France, obviously. Depth of squad, unreal team. Holland, I think, are tipped to do pretty well. So they've got to go second.
it's got to be Austria. I think actually they might cause some issues for Netherlands and
Yeah,
France.
I think so. Poland, like always, kind of perform at these tournaments as well. I think their team's actually okay as far as the Polish team goes as well. It's pretty good. But yeah, I've got to go Austria.
Yeah, I thought you were going to avoid it there. You're just desperately trying not to sleep on the couch with your Polish missus.
Yeah.
But we'll move on, and hopefully Pat won't be listening in. Group E. It's got to be Belgium.
Yeah.
Even though they just seem to disappoint.
Bottle every time.
Yeah.
They're like the Spurs of, quite literally the Spurs of bloody Europe, apparently.
Yeah, they are. And they're part, like, in theory, they're past it, aren't they? So we'll see how they get on. I do think they'll top the group. I'm putting Ukraine second for me, and Romania obviously last.
Yeah. Oh, really? Another little fact for you: Romania undefeated, an undefeated team in like the last 8 games.
Wow. Yeah. Well, maybe I can be talked into it.
No, you do you. Don't let me my shitty stats play.
That is quite a stat. If Statman was here, he would be saying that needs to be considered.
Yeah, I'm just winging stats right now as I'm the unofficial Statman for today.
I've dropped a couple of stats.
Yeah, you did a couple of wild guesses.
Yeah.
But we want H back.
Yeah.
Group F. Oh, a bit of a shit group in it. This. Portugal. I think Portugal are going to do really well this tournament, and actually you'll see a bit more of that as I talk about it later. Jesus. Turkey or Czech? I don't even know. When I think of Czech, I always get these little nostalgic moments of like Pavel Nedved and Peter Cech, and these legends that once were. But realistically, now we've got like Kufal and Schick.
Leverkusen. So the reason I bring this up,
Was he even playing this season though?
he played sometimes.
But wasn't it Boniface is like the main one?
He scored a bunch of goals.
Yeah.
Schick, yeah. The reason I bring that up is that this is my pick when we get to the betting later for group where there's the most goals scored.
I can see that.
There's a lot to be said for the amount of goals that teams like Georgia have. Georgia have conceded, but so have the rest, and actually scored a lot of goals. These teams as well. I think they were second if you add them all up for goals scored and first for goals conceded. But they're not it was Group D, I think, that they reckon there's going to be heaps of goals. I don't see it.
That's a great little tip, that.
Yeah. 6-1 I saw it at.
Really?
We'll see what it is on Sky Bet later.
Okay. All right, well, for the sake of this, just I'm going to say Turkey second. Czech third, Georgia last.
All right.
I don't really, those three, I think anyone could go through.
Fair enough. And who gets the third place ranking spot? There's only one, isn't there?
No, there's 6, isn't it? Yeah, 6 third place spots.
Oh, there. Okay, there's 6.
Wait, is there 6?
Well,
no,
yeah,
4.
I'm seeing this. Okay, gotcha. There are 6 third place teams, and 4 of them go through.
Okay.
Telegraph, mate. You should probably make that more obvious.
Yeah, I know. I'm definitely gonna Croatia has got to be the first one.
Yep.
You go.
Austria.
Okay. Romania for me.
Romania make it through, and Czech.
Oh, really? Okay.
Which means that Serbia and Switzerland miss out. Oh, to continue, they want us to pay. Oh, God. Cancel any time. Cancel this.
Well, you see that we really don't have the budget. All right, well, we don't need them for this. All right, let's talk about these.
Germany obviously beat Denmark. Tough game, but...
Well, you can't click because
we need to pay.
Yeah.
So we'll just talk it through. Germany beat Denmark.
What's your score on that? You're gonna
Like a 3-1.
Here's a question for you. How much is home advantage going to help Germany? Because they've been a bit of a shell of a team, this German squad. So how much is the home crowd going to help them?
I think it'll help a lot. They're probably my pick to win it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. They're my pick. And I think we're supposed to get to this later. But my dark horse is going to be the Holland. The Netherlands, yeah.
Okay. Looking at this second, we've got Scotland, Italy here. Obviously Italy. I don't know if Scotland's there. That's your thing.
I'll accept that they bow out in the round of 16. Yeah. Spain against Czech Republic. Spain.
Yeah.
Spain win that.
There's some dodgy, weird fixtures in this.
Yeah. We've just rigged it so that England go and win the fucking thing.
Yeah. Well, England will beat Romania if that happens. Came to fruition.
Portugal, Croatia. I do. Wow. I would say Portugal.
I'm bullish on Portugal.
Yeah, I do think they're going to be good. And let's be honest, this is not going to happen. Portugal against Croatia. Like the chance, we've picked it, but it's not actually going to play out like this, right? The chances are quite thin.
It could happen.
It's 100% not going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see both of them potentially making the quarterfinals. That's the reason I say that. But Portugal beat them if it does play out.
Okay. Netherlands against Ukraine again. How are these teams even getting it? Netherlands definitely beating Ukraine.
Yeah. I reckon Austria could do one in Belgium if this did happen.
Yeah, it could. That could be a little shock result there.
Yeah. One shock out of the 8 round of 16 matches.
I reckon Turkey knock out France. France obviously smash Turkey if that happens.
Yeah. And we'll stop it there.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that just gets us on nicely to, in general, who do you talk to me? Who's the final and who's going to win it?
Yeah. So yeah, I think my pick is Germany, and I do think the home advantage will do it. Germany, France seems like the final for me.
Yeah.
I think you've got.
I think that's very popular.
Yeah, I think that England and Netherlands go out in the semis. That's my final four is England, Netherlands, France, Germany.
Can that work out in terms of...
Not the way we did it, I'll tell you that much.
Okay. See, I think it's a Portugal-France final, and I'm saying I think Portugal win the tournament. And that will be my bet later, is Portugal-France final, Portugal winners.
Wow. That is... I have seen something about, like, they have insane depth, very solid starting 11 anyway, and they just fucking do well, don't they? They love a tourney.
They're one of those teams, aren't they? Saying that France, for most people, France are going to be the favourites. Germany, actually Portugal. When I was looking at the bookies, I think they're like 5th favourite or something like this.
It's a good bet then.
Yeah, I don't think Spain are going to do. I think they'll do okay. I don't see them winning it. I think England will do a classic bottle job.
What about Scotland, though? I mean,
it could just be the.
Could be
tell
the
you what, put a quid on Scotland,
just in case. Golden Boot. It's got to be Mbappe. I think they'll go far enough. He'll have enough chances to score goals.
Who's that striker? Who's the main striker for Portugal at the minute? Is it the guy who plays for AC Milan, Leao? Is he even a main player? I don't even know.
Don't know. We're pretty shit at this whole podcast talk about different teams thing, aren't we?
Well, this is why we need Statman H, because he'll just be able to whip out these things on the go.
We promise we'll do better next week. He'll be literally looking at the teams as we talk about them, and we'll be able to tell you who's been playing and whatnot.
But yeah, Mbappe's he's a classic shout. I think someone in the Portugal team, again, I'm pretty heavy on Portugal, could do okay. I don't see anyone, Harry Kane if we get far enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gets penalties though when you get a random goal.
Yeah, could happen. It could happen.
I mean, wasn't he the tournament? Is he the Euros top scorer last time, or was he the World Cup top scorer?
One of them, yeah.
Well, it was one of those two. Again, shit stats, but and he's just scoring freaking penalties.
And he's scored a lot of goals for Bayern. Couldn't get them the fucking thing though. Still hasn't won a trophy. I think it's time. You've been talking about betting on Portugal, betting on a quid on Scotland. I think it's time that we head over to the Sky Bet tab and start to think about where are we placing our money, and to give a bit of context about how this is going to work. Right, I mentioned that we've got a tipping little group with myself, yourself, and Statman Harry.
No, Statman H.
Statman H. And basically the winner of that is going to take home whatever winnings we have in the group pot we've each put 10 quid in, so it's 30 quid in there. We're going to split it. We've got 10 quid to spend today, don't we? That's the budget.
Yeah, for this podcast.
For
this
match day
episode,
one.
Yeah.
Match day one, we've got 10 quid to spend. And obviously, we'll try and make it as big as possible so the winner of our team comp can take it home.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Shall we get stuck in?
Let's get stuck in.
All right. Thankfully, I preloaded the money into my account.
We are who did? Maybe we should just take the money and run. Just let's not make any bets and just accept we're better off with that 30 quid sitting right there. Okay, so you've mentioned what your pick is going to be. The first thing we want to do is we want to check what is it paying to have France versus Portugal in the final and Portugal to take it home.
All right, let me move this microphone.
And then the second one I want to check out is the odds on top scoring group to be, what was it? Group F, I think it was, the Portuguese group.
Yeah.
And we've got to put a quid on Scotland. No, we're not doing that. That is just so
I'm intrigued to. You know what? I want to see the odds. So what do you want to see here? First of all, let me just say, the bet that I like the look of is France Portugal final, Portugal to win.
We've got to put something on it.
Okay.
You've been talking about it all episode. I rate that Portugal could do something.
Yeah.
And
okay.
now we're just watching. You're probably watching the screen, seeing us struggle through Skybet, trying to find the fucking categories.
If anyone's working for Skybet, then I can sort your categories out because I'm useless. This is a man who hasn't used Skybet in a long time. I hadn't used Skybet for a long, long time.
Since that time you lost 10 grand on that single bet, was it?
Yeah. What was it? It was
Scotland to win the last Euros.
10 grand on Scotland to win the World Cup. Yeah, that wasn't a good shout. All right, so let's get stuck into here. Outrights. Euro. Name the finalists.
But you also want
straight forecast. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So, where are we?
Portugal winner, France runner, 34-1, people.
Oh my god!
That is going in this bet slip. It's got to have a quid on it.
No, I was thinking more than that.
We've got 10 to spend, Harry.
10 each, isn't it?
No.
Oh, 10, I thought we were spending 30 this episode.
No, 10 pooled for today. We've got to. I think how it plays out though is we've got 10 in case we lose every single bet, which at the rate could happen, or some of them, for example, won't have played out yet, right? So you've got 10 quid to spend on match day 1, 10 quid on match day 2, and 10 quid on match day 3. So we at least have some money through the groups, and then whatever we've won back, we have to spend for the rest of the tournament.
Interesting.
Gamble responsibly, people.
See, I'm just going to say out here, we could just put more. I'm going already big gambling addict vibes. I'm just thinking, it's only a tenner each. Let's just blow a tenner each on this first game week and just stick some bets on and try to win big, baby. That's what. If I'm listening to this podcast right now, this wasn't part of the plan. But if I'm listening to this podcast, I'm sat there going,
a quid.
Come on, lads. That is
It's all units, though, isn't it? It's a tenth of our pot.
Just stick another. Mate, are you struggling for money?
Fucking do me dirty like that.
All right, I want a $5 on that.
All right, so
170 quid.
We're spending 30 on this episode then.
Let's just do it.
Statman H is going to be like, boys, I thought I was agreeing to 30 for the whole thing. Anyway, let's do it. Okay, 30 for the episode. It's more fun that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
170 back. Oh.
Yeah, I know.
You weren't getting that back.
Right,
before.
shall we stick that on?
All right.
Well, we are, because that's what I...
You've just made a unilateral decision that we're throwing everything out the window. All right, now I want to find top scoring group. That's going to be, I think, it's going to be a tough thing to find, but it does exist.
Yeah.
And I've seen the odds floating around for it.
All right, keep your eyes. So
peeled.
these are the group outright
that
winners.
Can't be it. Your win all games, nah. Bear with us. Or we'll just stay silent so we can just cut.
A winning group, high scoring group. Here we go.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
So it's Group F.
Is that that's the
5-1.
5 to okay.
That's not bad, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, it's pretty low compared to the others, but how much you want on that? $5?
Yeah, if you're putting 5 on, I'll take $5.
Yeah, I feel like...
And that could, I think this is just a more steady bet. There's a good chance that's going to happen. So, and while we're talking about that, the reason that I came up with this, I was reading something and I screenshotted them to share with the people. And we can put these images up, but let me give you the headline stats just really quickly. Right? Okay. I'm going to read it real quick.
Yeah, hit it.
That's a boring one. Sorry.
You got all these stats and you're not reading any of them.
Portugal were in the highest scoring group in both 2016 and 2020. Okay? All right.
You are aware Portugal aren't in Group F?
Yes, they are.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh, is that... Wait, who's in that? Oh, is that Turkey,
Yeah,
Portugal?
Turkey, Portugal, Georgia,
Yeah.
and someone else. And Czech Republic, right? Portugal scored the most goals in qualifying, 3.6 per game. They're the highest expected goals, most shots on target, most touches in the opposition box in the entire qualification, right? And in their last 3 friendlies, they average 5 goals per game.
That sounds great for my bet.
Right, also. So that's why I'm putting it out there now.
Yeah.
Georgia, I can't even say it. It just
man.
wants to come out. They conceded the most goals in qualifying out of all qualified nations. They averaged 2.25 goals conceded per game. Okay? And they scored 1.5 every game, to be fair. All right? Turkey averages 2.63 goals per game during qualifying. Right? And in Czech Republic, 2.25 goals.
Jesus.
Come on. This is a solid bet.
I think that's basically just free money.
That is free money. If you heard it here first, 5-1, Group F, highest scoring group.
Right. We've both put a bet on here. H isn't here because in Barcelona. Yeah, you're doing ground research.
What would he do?
I reckon for H, what we do is we do a little acca for him.
Okay.
Just for the first game week.
Yeah.
And
it's joint anyway, but we're just saying on his behalf we're going to put this in. Is that what you're saying?
Is he an Aston Villa fan?
He is. It's got to be a John McGinn.
It's got to be a Scotland win.
Yeah, a Scotland win.
Okay, let's just pick a couple of games here. Right, matches. All right, guys. First game. Oh my God, Jim! Fucking hell! Oh no!
No, what have we done? We've just backed it. We're like, yeah, it's got to be a Scotland bet.
I reckon Germany. You know what? Let's do it. Scotland win opening game.
Just put a quid on.
No, let's put it. Why don't we stick a little something else in it? This is outrageous, isn't it?
Well,
a couple of safe ones.
Yeah, just to bump it up.
In Italy.
Italy against Albania. On next day.
Shall we go England?
I think England are going to draw. I called it. Oh, it's Serbia.
Serbia better than Slovenia.
Netherlands.
Against
162.
I'm not sure.
Netherlands, mate.
Against Poland, though. Lewandowski. Not that means much, but...
Okay, well, we're not agreed there. Look at the next day then. Monday. Anything standing out? France 150 against Austria. Go on then.
Stick it on. What we got here then? 21s. What?
Putting a quid on. You can't be more than a quid.
You've
got Scotland.
32
quid on Scotland. No, it cannot.
Come on, mate. 2 quid. 50 quid for the place.
Yeah, we've got to breeze through this. To be fair, we're taking our time.
Yeah.
Because we've now got 18 more quid to spend.
Yeah.
What's our? Okay, I called an England draw.
England draw?
Yeah, England draw.
Oh my goodness.
I know. You're going to hate me, everyone, but couple of quid on that, mate.
Just on that?
Yeah.
Straight up? Okay.
Straight up.
Oh my God, that literally gets us 8 quid.
Yeah, but like...
Yeah, all right. Well, it's a small roller.
Yeah.
So
we spent 14? Yeah, we've got 16 to play with.
And then I reckon we do a safe hacker, like a little...
Yeah, like what we
favourites.
actually think will happen.
Yeah. Germany, obviously. Sorry for the Scotland fans.
And sorry, H.
Yeah. I reckon Hungary are 33? 3.3?
Yeah. I'm telling you, mate, Switzerland are better. I don't know what insights you've got on Hungary, but...
Well, they beat England twice, that's all I know. That's not hard. All right, let's just stick that on. Spain, Croatia, we'd probably steer clear of that, do you reckon?
Yeah, steer clear of that.
All right, what we got here? Romania.
Ukraine. So, what was it that you heard about Romania?
Can we just throw a
draw?
Throw a little draw in there.
This is supposed to be our safe bet.
This is ridiculous. Did we go France in the other one?
Yeah, we did.
Shall we avoid that just in case there's an upset?
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. That's 26 for 5 games.
Yeah, and get another game in there.
Oh, my goodness. Portugal. Come on.
Yeah, Portugal.
All right.
That's 40s.
Oh, my days. What, 2 or 3 quid?
Yeah, 3 quid in there.
Okay. What's that bringing back? 118
from £3. That's tasty.
That is really nice to throw away £3.
And
could we have like a goal, top scorer? Let's throw it.
Yeah, we did. We talked about Mbappe. I mean, he won't even be paying though. 550.
5.5. That's actually £5 on that. How much money we got left?
We have, should say, 13 left.
Can I just throw this out here? Could Cristiano Ronaldo do it?
No way. I don't even think he'll play that much.
All right. Let's look at the couple of starting lineups for. Guys, I actually want to know who's the main man for Portugal.
Yeah.
I heard that he's playing and they're playing really well because Bruno Fernandes is like, he's not stepping on his feet. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Here we go.
Against Croatia. You obviously, last game, you're going to put out a really strong team.
What was the score against?
They lost 2-1.
Oh, oh my God.
Croatia beat Portugal.
Oh.
And yeah, Ramos started up top.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If we look at the game before against Finland, let's be honest, not a great representation. Diego Jota started up top.
Oh, jeez. Is Leao started both of those?
Statman. Leao did not start the last game.
Fucking hell.
It's a fucking lottery. But that's the thing. It's depth for Portugal, isn't it? Ronaldo did play against Slovenia when they lost 2-0.
Okay. You've taught me out of this already.
Yeah.
All right, let's just stick a £5 on Mbappe.
Yeah, let's do it. £5 on Mbappe at 550. We should probably say we're recording this on Monday the 10th, in case odds do change and you think we're talking shite.
Yeah, so that's 5.5.
And we have £8 left to spend.
Oh my God, I'm struggling. I think your idea was better. I'm struggling to spend this money.
But we're going to be even more loaded when it all comes off, mate.
All right, shall we do a little both team to score?
Yeah.
I
you always like that because, we're going to do the roulette thing and we want to bet on our game that we're going to be watching because then it makes it interesting.
That's genius.
Speaking of, it's time to do the spin. So again, how this typically will work is this wheel right here will have every single country in the world and we will spin it and we'll get a country that we're going to go to. These are the countries in the Euros, obviously. So we're going to spin it, and whichever team we land on, we'll be watching that game, and we'll be putting our last £8 into that game like diehards that we are.
That's it. So here we are. We've got all the teams. Do you want me to do the honours?
Do the Footy Roulette honours.
The first ever Footy Roulette.
Can you imagine if it was Japan?
Oh.
I think it's going to be Scotland.
Oh, my.
Where are we coming?
Oh, no, please,
Turkey.
no.
Who's Turkey playing?
God, no.
I think it's Turkey, Georgia. It's Turkey, Georgia.
This is what it's all about, guys. Footy Roulette. That's a Belarusian league. What are we on about? Oh, you see how we... All right, here we are. Turkey.
Matches.
Don't Turkey have a fancy Italian manager?
You need Statman for this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
They are playing on Turkey, Georgia on Monday.
They are favourites.
Turkey, yeah, of course. Georgia have that one good player.
Yeah,
he plays in the Italian leagues for Napoli, isn't it?
Yeah.
This has got to be a both teams score. We've talked about it already. There's so many goals going around in this group.
Both teams score. Turkey
with something. How do you get into the nitty gritty of this?
Yeah.
I wonder what it is.
Could we guess a score as well?
Why don't we could do
Yeah,
we could do an exact score. Turkey to win 2-1. 8s.
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah, I can get behind that.
Just like £3 on that.
Yeah, slap it on. And what else we got?
We got £5 to spend, and it's got to be an ACCA, a both teams score. Can you bet build in this?
No idea. Full-time result, both teams score. Click on that. We say Turkey and yes, 4s, and then maybe throw in another both teams to score.
I don't know if we can. Well, maybe, yeah, let's try. With a different game.
Yeah.
We're veering away from the game. Yeah. There's not enough happening here, let's be honest. But that's the beauty of Footy Roulette. We're going to be watching games that we wouldn't typically watch and giving you the analysis. So you can go into the next week with confidence that you won't make the same stupid bet we did after Turkey gets spanked 5-0 by Georgia.
In the spirit of the game, shall we also pick another shit fixture?
Why don't we just spin it?
Oh, you know what?
Look, it's not a tickle thing to do, but we are on Footy Roulette.
Who's the other team?
The other Turkey. Georgia. just missed it.
Poland. Okay, that's good. So we can watch that anyway. All right, so
Poland, Netherlands. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You think Netherlands is not a sure thing here, which I think is just criminal. But it's the fact of Lewandowski that's putting you off. You think he's going to score.
He may. I think Poland are notoriously bottle jobs in tournaments, to be fair. All right, what do you reckon?
So we've followed the Turkey and both teams score. Why don't we do Netherlands both teams score? That way you get Lewandowski scores a goal. We're happy. It's match result and both teams to score. I thought we were getting 950 there for a second.
Here we are. Boom. 15s. And £5 on that.
£5 there.
What's that bring back? 75 quid?
Yeah. Statman's going to be listening in like, what are you spending my money on? Like, these bets are so crap.
Absolute madness.
Saying we've just like lost all support from our followers that have made it 45 minutes into this episode. It's been a long one.
Is that how long it's been?
I don't know. But Jesus. I think it's dragging on. So we should start to wrap it up. And in saying that, how we're going to wrap this up is just to say we will see you next week with another statement of... Tell you what, mate. ... Yeah. And we'll be reviewing the footage of Georgia. Fucking hell.
I'm just going to cut up the amount of times you say Georgia and put it on social media and tag in the Georgian FA.
Maybe we'll get. That's what we need to do.
We need to reach out.
We have to, and that's the beauty of having a shit team. Shit team.
I'll do Poland.
Yeah. No. It has to be the team.
Yeah, but we spin twice.
Okay.
I could do Poland. You could do.
No, you can't. That's so unfair. The team we picked was Turkey.
Okay. We'll
just say anyone associated to either Turkey or Georgia. Anyone. Okay. It might be they played for the youth team of Georgia. Fuck. It might be that they are currently on tour with the Turkey national team. Who knows?
Could you imagine LinkedIn? Hey mate, I know you might be busy right now, but could you jump on the call for 5 minutes?
Just start a podcast. The ultimate idea with all this, by the way, is to get players on the podcast in the following episode, which obviously isn't going to happen throughout the Euros. They are very busy people. Probably won't happen for a very, very long time, but imagine the scenes when it does.
Even a reply.
A reply will be celebrated.
Yeah, or imagine a voice note through Insta.
Yeah, we can play it over the mics.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will go away. We'll try and get in contact with anyone associated to Georgia or Turkey. We'll see how the bets play out, and we will loop back on the 20th. I think the next episode will be released just in time for match day 2. See you then.
See you later, mate.